Okay. Yet again, we lost connection with the governor there, but we'll quickly come back to that as soon as we are able to get clear. So let's go to our Abuja studio now about the situation in the Niger Delta region. I have with me Honorable Bauchi Iyali, is a member of the House Committee on Petroleum, the House of Representatives. Thank you so much, Honorable, for joining us. In a moment, we'll bring Olorogo Moses Tiger to also join in the conversation. But let's begin the conversation with Honorable Iyali. Give us a sense of where we are at on the issue of PIB. We understand that the leadership of the National Assembly want things to be done as fast as possible, because we know how much the PIB will go in correcting some of the anomalies that is happening in the petroleum industry and of course in the Niger Delta region. Where are we at now, Honorable?
Thank you very much, and a very good evening. The Petroleum Industry Bill, as we are all aware, has been presented to the National Assembly, and the leadership has taken action on it by constituting, I'm talking about the House of Representatives, and I believe equally in the Senate. An ad hoc committee has been set up by the leadership of the House to handle the issue of Petroleum Industry Bill. And already it has been read for the first time, for the second time, and it has been referred to the ad hoc committee on PIB. So now legislative action is being taken on the PIB at the level of the committee. We have held a public hearing, and a facility inspection tour has also been conducted, and a number of retreats has been organized for members of the Petroleum Industry Bill, where members were offered the opportunity to look at the bill at a very close range and also engage with very important stakeholders in the petroleum industry of Nigeria. So we are on top gear. We are really concerned about the PIB, and like the leadership has made a commitment to the Nigerian people that we are going to pass this petroleum industry bill in record time. This is the level that we have reached so far.
From the last check, the Speaker of the House said a few days ago that the reason why there will be a little delay in the passage is because of the break, the Easter break, and now the Easter break is over. When do we think that this bill will be passed, at least from the desk of the National Assembly?
Well, during the public hearing, the Speaker made a statement that we are going to pass the bill in April, but he also made a proviso that it will not be at the expense of thoroughness. So insofar as we are in a hurry, we are eager to pass the petroleum industry bill, it will not be sacrificed on the altar of not doing a thorough job. We are going to pass it as soon as possible, and we'll make sure that we do a thorough job so that at the end of the day, we'll have a piece of legislation that will accommodate a number of interests, and it will be easy for implementation in the country, because it is not just passing the bill that is at stake. We really need to pass something that is acceptable to a large number of the stakeholders in the industry. So, to your question, we hope that in the next few weeks or in the next few months, the petroleum industry bill will be ready and presented to the President for his assent.
In that bill and the proposition, issues of the creation of environmental remediation funds, which could be a very positive step, because now we are hearing about the plight of the Niger Delta people. They are speaking up, and part of the conversation tonight is how that bill, the policy of government, will affect directly the lives of the people in that region. We saw what happened during the public hearing when members of the host communities disagreed. How have you been able to effectively push those elements in supported the proposition of that bill to help settle those agitations on the minds of host communities?
Mr. Sheon, the bill is still a work in progress, and our channels of reaching to us, they are still open. We have our website, it is still up, and we are still receiving memorandum from the general public. And we are close to the stage where we are going to sit down, analyze the input from the general public thoroughly, and then we'll do a clause-by-clause consideration. That is where the input from the general public will be put on a scale. And at the end of the day, like the speaker said, and like what the committee is concerned about, the interest of the majority of Nigerians, it's what is going to carry the day. So we are still working on the bill, and we are going to give consideration to the input of Nigerians. And don't forget, this PIB bill is designed in such a way that it is supposed to address certain grievances in the land, certain grievances especially in the oil-producing communities. For example, the host community aspect of the bill. From sections 234 to 256 of the bill, it covers a whole range of issues that affects the host community, from the issue of settler, from the issue of even if a settler is operating in conjunction, in collaboration with others, they have to agree who is going to interface with the host community, and the issue of incorporating the community, host community trust, development trust, and the issue of the board of trustees, and the issue of advisory committee, and the issue of setting aside the 2.5% operating expenditure of the oil-producing companies that operate in communities that are affected by their operations. All these issues are captured in that chapter of the bill, and we have also received input from the general public, particularly from the host communities, and we are going to look at them critically with a view to aligning the interests of the host communities with the general principles of the bill. And also, to add to this, the ad hoc committee of both the House and the Senate has, in its wisdom, taken a tour to the host communities. We have held town hall meetings with the members of the host communities, and we have received a lot of inputs. And like I said earlier, it is the interest of Nigerians that is going to guide our decisions, that we are going to make recommendations to both the House and the Senate for final consideration.
Honorable, we'll take a breather. Olorogun Moses Tiger has since joined us. He will get into the conversation. One of the leaders in the Niger Delta region, those who have some concerns about the ongoings in the region and how it affects their people. We get back into that conversation. Don't forget also that Governor of Imo State is also with us on the program. Don't go anywhere, everyone. We'll be right back. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us right here on the program. Attention at the moment is on the Niger Delta region. Nigeria has the proven gas reserves in sub-Saharan Africa. 187 trillion cubic feet of proven gas reserves, and ninth in the world. But, well, Delta State has a second largest as a producer of oil, with 346,000 barrels per day in Nigeria. Akwa Ibom is second. He's the first, actually. Delta State is the second. But what is happening in that region is a situation of what right legislation can help correct some of the anomalies, environmental issues of wealth distribution, and that's what gets us talking. How far with the PIB? Honorable Bauchi is in our Abuja studio, and we're since being joined by Mr. Moses Tiger. He's the President General of the Yoruba Progressive Union worldwide. He's a renowned economist and accountant. He joins us now. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
It does look like we saw what happened on the floor in the National Assembly during the public hearing, where leaders of the host communities had disagreement. The agitation about the issues of environment. What comes to you, or what gives you the most concern about what is going on in your region?
Well, thank you for having me, Shehu. What gives me the greatest concern at the moment is the gas supply and the use of the gas that we produce that is put into the national grid, and yet we, the producers, the Niger Delta people, particularly the Urhobos, who produce a lot of gas, do not have any reward back. We are not rewarded in any way in the gas that we produce that is put into the national grid. That is my greatest concern.
How much of the gas, when you say reward, what do you mean by reward? How much of gas is produced from your region? When you say Urhobo, a lot of people will wonder, I mean, that's an ethnic group, isn't it?
Indeed.
So what significance does your ethnic group have in the scheme of things?
Oh, indeed, the Urhobos are the largest tribe in the Niger Delta.
In terms of population?
In terms of population. And we are also the largest land producer of oil and gas. In fact, the Utorogu field, which is about half a kilometer from my house in Okpari, in Olomu, is the largest producer of gas in Urhobo land, in the whole of Nigeria. So, but we produce a lot of gas. We have three gas stations. We have the Utorogu gas reserve. We also have the Borodo gas in Sapele. Then we have 2 gas stations in Ughelli, and each of these, one produces 280.28 megawatts, and the other one produces 9.23 megawatts. And what we are asking is if 10% of this can be reapplied back to the Urhobo area, that's all we need.
So has that kind of plight been tabled as relating to this PIB? Because that's a very major thing that you're asking.
Indeed.
And that we have to go with legislation. Have you officially tabled that demand?
Yes, we have told the federal government what we need. Because as you know, production of gas is an exclusive of the federal government, including petroleum. So we are asking the federal government to give back to us, recycle about 10% of the total production that we are getting.
Okay, so I mean, interestingly, we have a member of the committee that is sitting on that bill. This is the reason why, so that it can be able to respond and we get a balanced conversation in this sense. So, Ologun Tiger, you are the people in the Niger Delta. Your people have constantly complained about issues of marginalization, environmental pollution, and being on the fringe of the Nigerian economy. That's being the plight, that's being the complaint and the agitation for years now. But there is an empirical evidence to show that the Niger Delta people have the highest federal allocation. They get 13.5% derivation fund going to the state government, and also the NDDC has astronomical budget, but your people are still not satisfied. What more do you people want, if I may ask? Our viewers would like to know that in spite of all of these disbursement, there is hardly anything to show for it, because pictures speak for itself.
Thank you, Shehu. The issue of 13.5% derivation, the issue of NDDC, that's the issue. I'm glad that you have a parliamentarian here. That is the issue for the senators and for the parliamentarians and for the government. What we are asking is to be given supply to enable us have security, to enable us have light, to enable us have education, and to enable us have health for our people. So we only want that where there is life, where there is light, there's life. So once we have this light recycled to our people, we will be able to look after ourselves. So it's not the issue of NDDC or the issue of 13.5% derivation. That is for the parliamentarians.
But Mr. Tiger, the
Yes.
question is that these funds have been plowed into your region. I mean, there's been agitation, but some people will argue that it might not be enough, but you've had it. But the question is, what has been done with those things or with those funds that have gone into that region when you're asking for more?
My concern, Shio, is that we don't have light. And we are asking for electricity. For example, you can have Magodo here. There's embedded light in Magodo.
In Lagos here.
In Lagos here. You go to Marina, there's embedded light. And we are asking for embedded light in our area. Our communities are permanently in darkness. So I am not questioning the issue of NDDC or 3.5 derivation. We are pleading that we should be giving light, so in that way we'll have a means of existence.
Let me allow the lawmaker to respond, because now it looks like almost a perfect timing. One of the leaders of the host communities is Ologun Tiger here, and he said the plight of his people and what they want and what is being gotten is not commensurate with what they get. How do you react to this, Honorable?
Well, I must say that I empathize with my brother, Mr. Tiger, and I'm with him. I'm with the people of Niger Delta insofar as the issue of social justice is concerned. They are really contributing to the overall income of this country, and they need to be treated fairly. And at the same time, I must remind him and remind our viewers that the government has, over the years, been responding to the agitations of our citizens from that region by embedding in the Constitution the 13% derivation, and also the Niger Delta Development Commission, and we also have the amnesty, presidential amnesty program, and other sorts of intervention by the government of the Federation. I will agree with him that all these interventions might not be enough, but it is critically important for us to ensure that we hold the managers of these resources accountable. Yes, if the resources that is being plowed into the region is not enough, but what has the money that has so far been sent there, what has it been done with? What are the projects that we can show for the monies that have been assigned, you know, specifically to take the special interests and needs of the Niger Delta region? And the petroleum industry bill is another good opportunity for Nigeria to also look after the region once more by this host communities development trust. Like I told you, this host community trust is not going to governmental agencies. It is going directly, it is aimed at giving socio-economic benefits directly to the communities. And that is why it is more of like a private sector driven arrangement that we are going to see, in the hope that we are going to have a fundamental departure from what has been happening. This money is not going to be lumped into one account or into given to the care of one commission or one agency of government. It is going to be tailored towards the needs of particular communities that are hosting the activities.
Yeah, so we wrap up this end of the conversation. Let me allow Mr. Tiger on a final note. You heard what the Honorable has said about going forward, what could be done. So what are your plans for the people of the region? You have this plight. How are you going forward with it?
Well, you are a journalist.
I am.
You've seen what Peter Pan wrote. Peter Pan did say that some people are suffering. They are in the oasis of plenty, in the desert of want. We are in the desert of want, while the rest of the country, some other people, are in the oasis of plenty. What we want specifically is benefit in kind. We don't want money given to us. We want to be able, the people that are street people, the mechanics, the people that are traders, bicycle repairers, they should have light to be able to do their work. Once they have those facilities to do their work, I'm satisfied. Because once there is education, poverty is out of the way. So we want them to be educated. Do you know, so that people who are doing exams in my state, the governor gives them money to pay for their WAEC exams because there's no money, there's no facility. So all I want is specific, that benefit in kind, give us the products, and then we are fine.
Honorable Moses Tiger, renowned economist and President General of the Yoruba Progressives Union Worldwide. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Thank you very much.
And Honorable Bauchi, it's a pleasure seeing you again. Thank you so